The Silent Hill 2 remake has undergone a fascinating number of twists and turns over the 13 months since it was announced, and just recently, we got word of brand new developments from the developers about the status of the game. We also have numerous retailers with pre-order pages live, with a number of release dates that all indicate a potential release period. We're about to dive deep into Silent Hill, going over everything we know so far about this highly anticipated remake of one of the most important and celebrated games of the horror genre. After numerous months of speculation and leaks, it was last year in October of 2022 that we finally got confirmation that Silent Hill 2 was receiving a remake, and that Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka, the creature designer and composer of the original game respectively, would return to help recreate this horror icon. Heading the project, Blooper Team, a team with a so-so track record, and publisher Konami, made it public that Silent Hill 2 would be a ground-up remake of the 2001 horror hit, featuring new gameplay and graphical enhancements, of which we'll get into a bit later. Ever since this announcement last year, there has been considerable radio silence regarding the project. Silent until earlier this month when fans spotted an interesting posting on the Canadian Best Buy listing for Silent Hill 2 Remake. In these 4 bullet points, it states that the remake has us take on the role of protagonist James Sunderland as he makes his way through the town of Silent Hill to uncover the truth of a dark mystery that is made from the ground up for the PS5 and is being produced by Konami with a number of key individuals who worked on the original game that released back in 2001. Perhaps the most interesting thing about this listing was the 3rd bullet point here, where the Best Buy listing reads, "Fan favorite character Pyramid Head makes a return, along with a special origin story for fans to play through." Days later, and Konami told IGN that Best Buy, quote, "had the incorrect information," end quote, regarding Silent Hill Remake's Pyramid Head origin story. And as we see presently, this bullet point has seemingly been removed from the game's listing. A spokesperson from Konami further reiterated that this incorrect information had been removed from the store listing, and while the updated listing has reflected that change, Konami didn't confirm or deny the existence of a special origin story for Pyramid Head, so we're going to have to wait for more details on that. For me personally, I believe this referred to Born from a Wish, the side story scenario featuring Maria, found in the special editions and re-releases of the game. Now, don't worry, we'll touch up on other aspects of the remake shortly, but first, we gotta go over the release dates that have been sprouting up all over the internet, because we may not have to wait long at all until this remake becomes available, if these store listings are to be correct. Discovered by Twitter users Retro to Hero and Will at Resident Evil Central, website PC Game Benchmark temporarily had the release date for Silent Hill 2 Remake mentioned March 21st, 2024. Shortly after, the website changed that listing, as it now claims that the game will land within Q1 of 2024 due to several Silent Hill 2 leaks suggesting so. Retro to Hero later posted on Twitter his findings of a European site that claims that the game will release on March 30th, 2024, including a listing from website World of Games that the game will be releasing March 2024. Again, take all this with a heaping grain of salt, as Konami has not given us any clear indication whatsoever when we can expect Silent Hill 2 Remake. But it does make you wonder why all these websites are claiming the game will be releasing in late March of next year. Honestly, who knows, but let me know when you believe Silent Hill 2 Remake is going to be released in the comments below. While all these websites are putting out dates for what they believe may be the date the game will be released, we finally got some news from Blooper Team, the developers of Silent Hill 2 Remake, about the game's development. Their post reads as follows. As Blooper Team, we are proud to be part of Konami's plans for the Silent Hill franchise. Alongside our partner, we are diligently working to ensure the Silent Hill 2 Remake attains the highest quality. On behalf of our development team, we would like to clarify that the production is progressing smoothly and in accordance with our schedule. We understand that many players around the world are eagerly anticipating news about the game, and we appreciate your dedication. However, we kindly ask for a bit more patience. Once Konami, as the game's publisher, shares more information, we are confident that the wait will be worthwhile. Thank you for your understanding and support. Blooper Team. So, in a nutshell, The game is going according to schedule, and we need to be patient to learn more about this game, because Konami wears the pants, and they dictate when they can show off and reveal more of the game. Yeah, go to town about this in the comments below, as I can't wait to hear what you are all thinking about this, but Konami clearly has maintained a rather distasteful image for the past decade, and their handling of not only Metal Gear, but also the Silent Hill franchise reinforces their bad image these days. The lukewarm reaction to the quality of the recent Metal Gear Solid Master Collection accurately defines Konami in the modern era. And while there is certainly excitement for Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater, the same can absolutely be said for the Silent Hill 2 remake as well. This is a game that many fans of the series have been dying to hear more about ever since the project was announced, both wary due to Bloober Team's track record and especially Konami's, but also hopeful that this remake delivers on what Silent Hill 2 did so well while presenting it on today's best hardware. While we don't have a lot to go on regarding the specifics and features of Silent Hill 2 Remake, we do have an interview with Gaming Bolt from January of earlier this year talking about how the developers at Bloober Team were adamant about being faithful to the original game, while improving upon aspects that could be touched up. Changes in the gameplay are noticeable at a glance, with the aforementioned switch to an over-the-shoulder perspective being the biggest, says the lead producer. It's been over 20 years since the original title was released, thus it was natural that the gameplay needed an overhaul to keep things in line with modern expectations. The switch to an over-the-shoulder format, while definitely different from the original Silent Hill 2 releases, is not surprising here, seeing as how well Resident Evil 2 Remake fared when it took the fixed camera angles from the original and was given new life with a different perspective in the remake. I imagine traveling through Silent Hill with its oppressive fog and limited visibility will be much more atmospheric with this more intimate perspective change, but the combat and camera perspectives weren't the only things the developers touched up on in this interview. The lead producer of Bloober Games continues with, as for changes to the puzzles, weapons, enemies, locations, and whatnot, each thing has received a varied depth of change. The decision of adopting a new camera perspective resulted in alterations in the enemy's AI, level design, and weapon mechanics, among others. Old fans will feel a breath of fresh air in the new gameplay, but generally speaking, our intention from the beginning was to recreate the familiar, visceral atmosphere of the original Silent Hill 2. Shortly after Silent Hill 2 Remake was revealed last October, Imran Khan, former senior editor of Game Informer and co-host at Kinda Funny, wrote on Twitter saying that the people he's talked to about the game that are working on the project claim Konami has an extremely short leash with Bloober in terms of changes or new content. This likely suggests that Konami is insistent on the game being a faithful remake of the original Silent Hill 2 game, rather than a reimagining of it, akin to something like the recent Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let me know what you'd like to see from the Silent Hill 2 remake, and if you're cautiously optimistic about it like me in the comments, and whether you'd like to see me continue the coverage of this game. If you love survival horror and are curious about the scariest games in Resident Evil, consider watching this video here, and stay tuned to the channel for more updates pertaining to Silent Hill and Resident Evil going forward. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.